Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Wednesday, the 24th of January, comes to you from London. And the dollar sinking lower yet still, and we are now below this 90 level on the dollar index. So it's not a price level of support, of course, because it's an index, but it is still very key that we are now heading to new lows. So we're seeing that dollar weakness really kicking in. Key thing will be, will this long-term trend support break on the 1% point and figure chart. We're seeing the euro pushing higher, 123 this morning, so that's looking strong on that weaker dollar. And Japanese yen, we're seeing the dollar sinking lower here, having been bullish on the medium-term chart for quite a while now. Now into bearish territory, and the long-term chart about 108 is the level on the yen there. So dollar is diving really. We're seeing sterling stronger. We're at 140.48 this morning. So that's since Brexit, that's the highest we've been since the Brexit vote. So really coming back to those pre-Brexit levels now. So really quite significant there. Bullish on that medium and long-term chart. Looking at the euro sterling rate, euro sterling also looking strong here at 114. Against the Swiss franc, we're seeing sterling holding about 134, so looking stronger here as well and recovering. And against the Australian dollar, 175, so also looking strong here, although not yet through on the long-term chart. Bitcoin down slightly this morning, just struggling to get above this short-term cloud on the 60-minute chart. So we are just seeing Bitcoin still going bearish and through on the price now on the cloud. So it does look like we're coming back quite a bit lower. The S&P 500 index pushing higher again last night, looking strong still. Shortage of upside targets is the main issue. 2780 was the target that was given quite some time ago, and we're well and truly through that now. We've still got an upside target of 3,133. That's another 10% upside on the medium-term chart, but just a lack of multiple targets is a little bit of a concern. The same is true for NASDAQ, powering ahead, but again a shortage of upside targets, as we're seeing on the Dow as well. Dow now pushing ever higher at that 26,200 level last night. Russell 2000 index pushing to new all-time highs as well, so that's looking strong. The broad market rising in the US. The S&P futures up 0.1% this morning in London, and also the Nasdaq E-mini we're seeing here, we're up 0.15%. So just slightly edging up, but a bit hard to call the open on basis on those changes. The FTSE 100 is bearish, stronger sterling having an effect there, so still bearish on the short-term chart, just not seeing anything like the rises we're seeing in the US. And the FTSE 250, much the same issue. We're just seeing below the cloud here on the short-term chart. UK stocks underperforming. The DAX is just sitting at this resistance level. We did sort of just trade above that, so the DAX is still looking pretty strong. It was very strong yesterday. And looking at the Nikkei, we're seeing also we're bullish above the cloud here. Weaker yen, stronger yen against the dollar, not having a massive impact. And if we look at the Hang Seng, just continuing that straight upward march, looking very, very strong indeed. And the Shanghai index again, Chinese stocks breaking to now 2-3-year highs, looking very strong indeed. And the Sensex also pushing higher, looking very, very strong. So Asian stocks looking strong. Australian market still bearish below the cloud. Brent Crude just struggling to get through the $70 mark. We were through there at the end of yesterday and early in trading hours this morning, but Brent is also looking strong. And WTI we're seeing also just strong there as well. US natgas had a really massive jump yesterday, jumped to $3.40, and a real breakout, taking us bullish on all all the charts here, medium, long, and short term. So we are seeing a really big re-rating here, taking us into bull trends. It's the first time we've seen gas this high in over 12 months, so it's looking pretty good. And we've got targets now to $4.14, $4.19. So US gas pushing right higher there. Copper still bearish on the short term. And if we go straight to gold on this weaker dollar, we are just seeing here gold pushing really high now, just nudging this 1350 level. We have been as high as 1347 this morning, but we are making now 4-month highs we're seeing here. We went this high until September, and we break that high, and then we're into 18-month highs. Lots of upside targets, and another target here to be activated if we can just push that a little bit higher. So gold looking very strong on the medium and long term and short term charts. Silver also looking bullish, breaking higher on that weaker dollar this morning. US Treasury yields holding on to that 2.6% level, sitting at 2.63%, and Apple looking strong. Looking at the tech stocks, Google looking very strong, making new all-time highs. Amazon also looking very strong, closing new highs. Facebook pushing to the 190 level, just starting to make new all-time highs here as well. Lots of upside targets. And then if we look at Microsoft marching up the hill, so all the outlook for US stocks at the moment very strong indeed. Just a bit of concern that there's no multiple upside targets, but you can't deny it's looking very strong. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.